Awesome! I'm super glad to introduce you guys to one of the most hardworking people I know from GCash. Hello, Nico. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, Nico. Nice to see you.
Nice to see
Um,
you again.
yeah,
It's been so
it's
long.
been a long time. But before I pass the baton to you, I'm
Sure.
gonna introduce Nico first kasi may proof point ako kung bakit siya hardworking. So, di ba, currently, Nico is the Vice President for Employee Experience at GCash, which covers employee engagement. Mamaya explain mo, Nico, anong ibig sabihin ng employee engagement, perhaps, wellness programs, and internal communications. Prior to this, Nico was the Vice President for Talent, handling employer branding, talent acquisition, performance and career management, and learning and development. Guys, ang dami niyang ginagawa. From 2015 to the first quarter of 2020, Nico was the Chief People Officer of GCash. His hard work did not go unnoticed though. At his young age, Nico's valuable contributions to Globe and the world of HR gained him multiple recognitions worldwide. Number one, most talented HR leaders in 2018 as part of the top 100 global HR heroes and top 100 global coaching leaders during the World HRD Congress in Mumbai in 2019. Grabe, Nico. Sana all ang masasabi nila sa'yo. But Nico is also a certified professional coach. I don't want to spoil too much, but this guy is one of the most hardworking people I know and such a brilliant guy. And I'm sure you're gonna learn a lot from him in this session. So, Nico, please take the virtual stage.
Thank you very much, Cass. And again, thank you for the whole team of Work Team for inviting us as part of this Career Fiesta. I recall all of our conversations back then, and I'm so happy to see na it's becoming a reality now. Okay, so thank you for that introduction. I hope everyone can hear me, all of the 265 participants for this. And hopefully dumami pa kayo. So again, my name is Nico and I'm the current head for employee experience. It's a new term, I think. I'm sure you've had a conversation, you're aware of what human resources is. But employee experience has been a growing discipline in the HR community. And we're happy to say also that GCash has been pioneering this practice locally, no? In even contributing on the international scale. So like what Cass mentioned, I'm handling employee engagement. So this is what you usually can think of, all, not just the fun activities, diba? Not just the quiz nights, the karaoke nights or whatsoever, or movie nights that we usually have. But it also talks about how do we make sure that our employees are happy, diba? And engaged to be part of the company and to work hard. And the business that we have today, though fortunately to still be growing in the time of the pandemic, is not easy. Diba? So it's also important to take care of that. So I'll talk more about what we're doing in GCash to take care of our employees as we grow the business. So my sharing for today will be almost two parts. The first one will be to talk more about who we are as an organization. And we believe this is an important aspect of our culture and why we exist. No? So if you're not aware, this is just sharing some stats of where we are as a country today in terms of financial access. There is really a need for what we call inclusion. No? So only 66% of Filipinos today have do not have bank accounts, diba? And 95% of Filipinos don't even have access to credit cards or investments. So if you are, you have a credit card or you can, have an investment, you are part of the 5%, diba? Lucky few or fortunate enough to have access to that. And 36%, given, our geographical scale, they don't have access to physical banks. That's why we need to bridge that. And fortunately enough, the opportunity for mobile financial services is there, diba? Kung 66% of Filipinos don't have bank accounts, there are actually more than the populations or three SIMs or no, three mobile numbers, diba? So nandun talaga yung opportunity. And 65% would have access to smartphones, diba, of adults. And of course, you're here, you have access to the internet. So you're part of the 76 million who have access to that. So given this scenario in the Philippines, our vision has always been about bridging this gap. So this is what we call our finance for all. And at this point, when we've seen the growth in the past 5 years or so, there is really a need to disrupt the lifestyle and the Philippine market with regards to financial services. And that's where we come in. So our purpose, and this is a refreshed one, and why we're highlighting this is we believe at GCash that we remain to be a purpose-driven organization. Diba? So we, as part of our financial inclusion advocacy, we want to make sure that in everything that we do, we actually make your lives better. And you can see that on a daily basis.
Nico,
I can see, yes?
sorry, but I think your screen is frozen.
Oh, really? Sorry.
No
Which
problem.
slide are you in?
I don't think you're in
the
presentation
slide.
mode.
Sorry, hold on. Let me just check. Again, sharing is paused. Stop share. Let me fix that. Let me try, yeah. There you go. You see the screen na.
Ayan, it's good na.
I should be on the prior slide. This one. You're still seeing it?
It's our vision, finance for all.
Okay, yep. Okay, so again, like I mentioned, our vision is finance for all. And our purpose right now is how do we make your lives better every day? And I'm sure and hopefully each day you get to use GCash, whether that's yung pambudol nyo, what you said, or you need to just send money or donate, diba? Or use GLife. That's what you have seen earlier, no? And for this to happen, we believe that we need to provide meaningful digital finance solutions, and that's meant to really empower everyone, basically, from people, even businesses, and how we help the nation as well. So you'll see that more later. So I'll show you a video, quick one, so just to have a picture again of what we do in GCash. And hopefully you can hear the audio and just let me know.
What if your everyday is easier? What if your tasks are faster? What if you never have to chase due dates ever? What if your life is safer? What if your dreams are higher? What if kaya mo na? GCash gives you secure payments, real-time money transfers, accessible financial services, exclusive deals, and a full suite of business solutions para kaya mo na sumabay sa takbo ng buhay. Kaya mo na to stay connected. Kaya mo na magbayad anytime, anywhere. Kaya mo na mag-buy and sell. Kaya mo na to get exclusive deals. Kaya mo na mag-pera padala. Kaya mo na gawing safe ang future. Kaya mo na abutin ang pangarap. Kaya mo na makatulong, magbigay ng pag-asa. Kaya mo, GCash mo.
Okay. So hopefully you heard the video and you watched it. So basically that's who we are. Should be the next slide. There you go. And as what we're trying to do right now, and given the pandemic last year, it has also opened the opportunity for the business to grow. Diba? So we're part of the very, I guess the less few companies have been thriving throughout the pandemic. And we want to recognize that the gap that has been happening or the challenges that Filipinos are facing today, we are able to, help them out. So even with the strict lockdown, driving the shift to online behavior, we're able to provide the services that those Filipinos need. Diba? So this is just a snapshot of where we are. If you're using GCash, I won't bore you already on the services. I'm sure you know everything. Because of the pandemic and because of the shift of the lifestyle to go mobile or go technology-based services, we have been the #1 finance app in the Philippines. And these are our major services, from allowing you to transfer your funds, your money, and even remittances abroad to local. We've already bridged that particular gap. Diba? So naman na even in the country right now, malaki yung market ng remittances. Diba? There are a lot of Filipinos, their relatives are OFWs abroad, and sometimes it's a big pain point for them to send money. Kung nadadaan kayo sa mga pawn shops, diba? Pumipila talaga sila ng matagal. But right now, we're trying to bridge that gap and make that easier and more convenient for you, even at you're safe at home. Of course, your payments, diba? In our favorite term, budol, it's there. It allows you from scanning your QR, you have a personal QR, buying your prepaid load, paying your bills safely, even government bills, we allow that. And I think what's good with the business today, because we also understand that the financial inclusion or the gap for that rather, it's not just about, access to banks. It's about how do they understand credit? Can they earn their savings, diba? How can they build their investment insurance? And ito yung mga products na usually Filipinos don't get to really understand easily, diba? Or maraming barriers. So we're trying to destroy all of those barriers to make sure that we start our inclusion advocacy with regards to financial access. And then lifestyle. So we're looking forward to a day wherein you will just need GCash app most of the time, di ba? If you need to buy Gongcha, if you need to buy McDo or anything else, you don't need their app. You just need your GCash app and everything is there. And that's where G Life comes in. So out of the 100, ano bang count ng population ngayon? So according to Catriona, there are 104 million Filipinos in 2018 or 2019. 40 million plus are already in the GCash platform, diba? Of course, there's still a lot of space and growth towards inclusion, and we're working towards that. But the scale in terms of how we've grown, you can see in the screen already, talagang exponential. So I won't bore you with that one na. Okay? So how do we really enable the new normal? I'm sure you can see that na it's becoming like a frequently used app. Sabi nga ni Cass, if you're not aware of what GCash is, you might be living under a rock now or talagang hindi nyo nakikita. Or we need to do our job better in communicating what GCash is, diba? Also, we know na since the pandemic, the word ayuda has been a big word, diba? So we also wanted to make sure na yung experience of the Filipinos to have to go to the city hall, line up for hours with the risk of getting exposed to the virus. Why can't we do that entirely without falling in line, diba? And that's where we partnered with local governments to disperse their ayuda through the GCash app. And we're happy to partner with the government for that. Last year also has been a year of typhoons, diba? Mga floods, and even earthquakes. So it was a very difficult year for us. And we are able to maximize the platform of GCash to foster that digital bayanihan where, Filipinos are really known for. So we're able to have, 21 million plus worth of donations just through GCash alone. Diba? And of course, Christmas for us has been, a season of gathering. And unfortunately, we weren't able to really do that given the pandemic, but how you're able to maximize even the platform to how you can send pamasko. Sabi nga nila, di ba, yung mga ninong at ninang hindi na nakakatakas sa mga pamasko yung aginaldo because kahit hindi sila nakikita, di ba, they can send money or may expectations yung mga inaanak nila to send money during the pamasko, di ba? So it has been really a big change in lifestyle to the Filipinos. So yung sasabi natin kanina na financial inclusion, disruption, it really is happening today through GCash. Again, I mentioned this to you already. With regards to financial inclusion, it's not just about payments or shopping, diba? Or it also talks about how we can improve the financial wellness of Filipinos. And when we talk about wealth management, nandyan ang savings, nandyan ang insurance, and also investment. So we wanted to really, remove all the usual barriers that Filipinos face with regards to understanding what savings is. Ano ba yung insurance na yun? Pag mamamatay ka na ba, kaya mo lang ng insurance? Or pag investment, pag mayaman ka lang, di ba? So we removed all of those barriers so that we can encourage Filipinos to start their journey towards financial wellness, di ba? And wealth management. So we're very happy to be at the forefront of this innovation throughout the country. Sorry, one back. But then again, it's not just really limited to that. What we want to really create as a vision for GCash is the actual impact that we're able to create because of the platform. Diba? So imagine a world wherein you don't really need your wallet or you don't really need your credit cards or actual cash because everywhere you go, you're actually enabled by GCash. And as part of our inclusion agenda, we want to make sure that we tap even the likes of fishermen. So there's a story na nabalitaan namin wherein syempre hindi sila tumatanggap ng cash or credit card, pero bilang sinabi nung mangingisda, tumatanggap po kami ng GCash, 'di ba? So we want to have that type of story across the nation wherein it becomes now less parang more convenient for people to do their livelihoods, 'di ba? Farmers, even wet markets, your sari-sari stores, and even your tricycle drivers, mga toda, 'di ba? If you can use GCash everywhere, 'di ba? It's safe, secure, 'di ba? So that is the world and the type of like the Philippine lifestyle that we would want to create through GCash. So all of these success, all of these innovations, it's not really possible without the people, and that's where the culture component comes in, diba? Here at GCash, we have always been taking pride, since we created it, about the culture that we built. And it's all anchored about the unending commitment of all of the employees to provide finance for all. I'll share more about who we are, our demographics. But again, we would want more people to join the organization because of this commitment for finance for all. It's not an easy job. It is a fulfilling job, diba? So we are looking for people who have exceptional talents, who also embrace our values, which I will talk about more later, right? Who also finds excitement in creating solutions. Again, for us as a service-oriented company and a customer-focused company, we want to make sure that we provide solutions to actual pain points. We want GCash not to be a nice to have, but to be a necessity for Filipinos to live their lives, diba? So ano talaga maging relevant solutions for them because of their own pain points. So we want people who finds excitement for that. Of course, what I've been sharing with you the previous slides, it's about making a huge impact in the Philippine society today, diba? It's improving our lifestyle, diba? Laging may ikabubuti pa yung sitwasyon natin ngayon. And of course, we would want people who are very passionate about producing amazing results, whether that's for yourself, for your own development, for the customers who we serve, our partners, and also the whole organization. So if you see yourself to be this, and you see yourself as part of contributing to our advocacy, then that is already a good start. And we would definitely want to have a chat with you and joining our organization. So just to give you a snapshot, I'm not sure the demographics of the audience. If you are young, feeling young, with experience, that's fine. But just to share with you a snapshot of our demographics, and I think I'm part of this demographics, diba? I would still consider myself a millennial. I think by definition, I am a millennial. So out of our 800 plus employees today, 86% are actually in that category. Combined na to, millennials and Gen Zs. Diba? Those 20% of our people managers who leads the team are, marami rin, 20%. They manage people on their own. Our youngest people manager, 24. When I graduated, I was already 22. Diba? So even at a very young age, we definitely provide them career opportunities or challenge them or even stretch them to the extent that they can grow, not just an individual, but also how they can lead teams. And if you can look at the next data that I'm going to share, even at an executive level, an associate vice president and a vice president, there are already like 33 people there, right? And our youngest executive is even much younger than I am. No? I started, I was the head of HR for GCash in 2015. I was 25. Diba? So talagang I would say sabak sa gera. It was very fulfilling. It was a very big step up. But more than that, it was really the career opportunity given to me and the development I had to go through. So it's a good opportunity to be in GCash right now because parang there are only a few companies who would take risks, and I would use the word take risks, or who would take risks and believe in the potential of young Filipinos and young talents today. Diba? Would be surprised at the age of 30 and dahil mo nang na-accomplish, dahil mo na nagawa. You're truly differentiating yourself in terms of your career towards the market. Diba? So companies will chase you. Hopefully you stay in GCash, diba? So that is the picture of what we have today. So in terms of our values, and I would like to take some time to talk more about this because the values of the company really reflect who we are, our culture, and how we do things. So if you see yourself and believe in these values, then that would be a good sign and something that definitely we would want you to be part of the organization. So as a company, we always want to change the game, like what I've shared with you earlier in terms of our products. These are very innovative products and solutions. They are new. They're very differentiated to the market. So we want people to innovate for meaningful impact, diba? Not just innovation for the sake of innovation, diba? But how it can really be meaningful to the community that we're serving. And we want people to always be open and be bold in these innovations. We also want to focus on customers. And when we say we focus on customers, we want to make sure that we deliver the best possible customer experience that we can at any point in time. And we obsess, and we use the word obsess, and really removing any friction or pain points for our customers when we build our products. We also, as employees, we also believe in the value of caring like owners. Whether you're a fresh grad or a vice president or a middle manager, we expect everyone to run the business or their own function as if they have a big stake in the company, di ba? Kung ikaw yung may-ari ng kumpanya, how would you decide on things? On how would you run things? And that means for us is you are doing what it takes to get things done because you believe that it's the good for the good of the company. And at the same time, of course, we learn from our mistakes, di ba? You take ownership, whether the results are good or the results are, bad or could be improved. As a caring like an owner, you take ownership for that. We also believe in the power of collaboration or winning together. So that would mean, of course, we celebrate all the wins. Diba? That's what we have. And I've shared with you the wins that we have so far. So we celebrate that inside the organization. We have a town hall. Diba? We provide them, merchandise to celebrate it. But at the same time, regardless of which team you are, because we believe in collaboration, you also co-own kung ano yung mga naging problems and challenges ng company at the same time in creating solutions for that. And as a fintech company, we believe that it's important that we need to be fast or else, di ba, mauunahan din tayo ng ibang organizations. If you want to always be at the forefront of innovation and serving the customers, you want to be fast. And that would mean acting fast with bias on results over perfection. It's not about, okay, we have everything covered. Pero yun pala, it took you a year. It took you 2 years to think about that. Whereas if you're looking at that entrepreneurial mindset, that agile mindset, diba? If we need to serve the customers fast, let's do it and let's improve and iterate along the way. And then, of course, you learn faster from failures. And as a company who deals with people's money and finances, it's important for us that we act with integrity. And that would mean we build trust and confidence by keeping our promises, whether that's our promise to our employees or our promise to our customers, our partners, etc. And also always doing the right thing. And lastly, one of our values is, and which will now pave way to what I will share with you later, it's about valuing our people. Diba? Like I mentioned, all the innovations, all the success that the company are receiving right now, it's not because of the success and the hardships and the hard work, the perseverance of our people and our employees. So this is a major value for us in the company. And that would mean we believe that all of our people make the difference. So we care for their well-being and growth. Nabanggit ni Cass kanina, part of my role is about employee well-being and wellness. I'll talk more about later. And it's also about creating a culture of respect and empathy. So with all of these things, this is what we call in the right side of the screen, what we call our happiness chain. It's a continuous cycle wherein we believe that if we focus as a company in engaging and empowering all of our employees, which I will share with you later how we do that, it will also lead to having valued and satisfied customers. And of course, if you have more customers, they bring in the business, you have your partners and shareholders who are more confident, diba, with the way we do things. And this is all revolving around, and it's a continuous cycle with regards to our purpose, regards to our mission, values, and how we build it. So this is our happiness chain. So how do we keep our employees engaged and empowered? So for the past year, we have been launching a lot of programs. So one of which is what we call Alagan GCash. This is our major flagship program about taking care of employee wellness, and this is where I'm really leading as a function in the company. No? So when we say Alagan GCash, we establish mental health Mondays, Finlit Tuesdays, and Workout Wednesdays. So we've partnered with a mental health provider wherein our employees would have access to 24/7 free unlimited mental health consultations with registered psychologists. On top of that, we do provide them webinars. We provide training for leaders as well. How can they cope or how can they manage their employees? So might be experiencing anxiety, experiencing depression. How do they manage that? So we also equip our leaders. Finlit Tuesdays is about as a fintech company, diba, it's important for your employees to also know about how can they develop their own financial wellness. So we partnered with different institutions. We're providing training on helping our employees understand more what are investments, how does it work, how are insurances, diba? How can they budget more, how can they save better. So that's our Finlit Tuesdays. And then of course, part of it would be physical wellness, diba? So a sound mind and a sound body. So we actually provide weekly free workouts to all of the employees, diba? So we call it Workout Wednesdays, and this is on top of our uh, webinars on nutrition, diet, etc. So everything else that really covers about your wellness, diba? To support you to become more productive. We also have passion hubs. These are interest groups. So we have interest groups on band. We have music interest groups, dance. We have our LGBTQIA interest group. Diba? So we have biking, mga ganyan. And we also have our internal marketplace. We call it Mint Tindahan. If you're not familiar, Mint is actually one of the names of GCash. So we're very, very parang sanay sa mga puns na ganyan. So our internal marketplace, we call it Mint Tindahan. Diba? On the development side of things, we have Accelerate. So these are leadership development programs for high potentials or, key talents. So yung mga tipong magagaling talaga sa company. But outside of that, for all of the employees, we have Head Start at GCash. So we provide leadership programs at different levels, whether you're an entry level, a middle manager, or an executive, there are programs really set for you. And we have GLearn. This is an online platform wherein employees can just access anytime, anywhere, find the course. Diba? So this is, if you're familiar with LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, we partnered with Skillsoft for our company, and this is free for all of our employees. And for other programs that we have Barkadas of GCash. So if you're familiar with Humans of New York, diba? If you're familiar with that, we want to also feature our employees outside of what they do, diba? Ano yung hobbies nila, what's their story. So we're featuring employees on that. We have arranged chats with the CEO. So our CEO mismo bumababa, kinakausap niya yung mga empleyado, kinakamusta sila. So we have this, I believe, every other week. It's an intimate kumustahan session with them. Barkada sessions is a fun activity per group. Just like a chill time, getting to know you, diba? And it's very important right now given na you're not meeting everyone physically. There are a lot of new hires, new members in the team. So you want to get to know them more beyond what they just do. And Experience at Mint is our internal workplace by Facebook platform, and everyone is there. We use it as a communication channel. Everyone is engaged and active there. So those are some things that we are doing, again, a lot. That we, among other things that we're doing to make sure that we take care of our employees. These are just, other materials that we've sent out. So we also celebrated Mother's Day. Diba? We push for people to recognize each other. We call it kabarkada in our company through the hard work that they have. You can see here aerobics, yung mga ganyan, diba? We also partnered with Toby's to offer discounted, equipments, diba? On top of their workouts, diba? Baka they might need a bike, they might need weights, diba? And then, of course, given the pandemic today, we are also helping employees. We have our own vaccination program within the Ayala Group for our employees and also our dependents. So we make sure that, our employees are safe. And we have been working from home since March of last year. So since the lockdown began, we made sure that the safety of our employees is of utmost importance. Diba? So work from home lahat. We provided them a way to convert their vacation leaves because they cannot leave anyway, to use them to buy, tools, parang gamit sa work from home, tables, chairs, iPads, or other things that they need. Diba? And then also with the help of Globe, we also provide testing facilities for COVID and more things for that. So yeah, so these are some of the things that we do to prepare for to take care of our employees. And if you would want to be part of GCash, of our advocacy, to be part of creating more innovations to help the Filipinos today. And that's what we believe in nga, diba? The new normal might be just a term last year, but it will be really what normal is moving forward, diba? So the potential to really provide more solutions to aid that shift in lifestyle will be there. So if these are the opportunities that we have, both on the technical side of things and also our non-tech teams. So commercial would be our teams that's mostly handling our products. Financial services would be the teams handling savings, investments, insurance. Advanced analytics, of course, is what we're looking at, how we're able to utilize, customer data and make sure that we provide the right services that are relevant to them. People on purpose would be our team. Risk, and then customer team, of course, would be the teams handling our, marketing, our events, our corporate communications team, etc. So here are the vacancies. You'll see these also, and you'll hear more of this if you want to engage more with us after this session. So also, of course, for fresh grads and those who have at most 1 year of work experience, so 12 months, we are launching our early career management development program. So we call it Aspire. This is basically a 2-year highly immersive program. So it's holistic because you'll be rotating to different functions. You get to have a good picture and understanding of how each of the function works together in terms of building our products, our services. You get to also be exposed in the different leaders that we have and executives, and learn from them, from coaching, mentoring, diba? And the projects are really high impacting. So you really get to see what you're doing. You get to see it, how it translates to the market, how it improves the way we do things in the company, diba? So if this is also something that you would want to apply for, diba? The details are on the screen. You can send your CVs and also letter of intent to careers@gcash.com. And then you can also use this particular email if you have more questions about the company, the opportunities that I shared with you earlier. Okay, I'll answer the questions later. I see some questions in the chat. So hiring process, again, send your CV. Our recruitment team will handle what we call the HR screening, or review of your CVs, conduct a phone interview. As of now, we all do virtual interviews. It's gonna be done via Zoom. Depending on the level of the role, it can reach up to a group head, or when we say the group head, these are the leaders reporting directly to the CEO. And then if everything goes well, of course, our job offer stage, and then we do with the pre-employment checks and onboarding. So I guess this is my last slide. So if you see yourself, if you want to join really the organization, these are some tips, personal tips from my end, being part of the organization for 6 years, since 2015. So I've seen the organization from 8 people, and I'm part of the founding team. No? Naalala ko na kinito ata to kay Cass dati. We were just in a storage room. Storage room lang kami ng Globe Tower back then. And now we've been transferring to multiple offices. Ngayon, work from home. And we're doing a major renovation for our office this time. So a good thing na rin, while people are not going to the office, we're renovating it. So exciting things now. So if you want to be part of our team, my personal tips, very important that you go through your self-awareness and discovery stage. And how you do that, of course, know your strengths and development areas, and understand how you can contribute to the roles or the company that you're applying for. You can also get feedback from your friends, from mentors that you have in school, and then also be very clear with what career you want to pursue today. So when I say you want to pursue today, we also recognize that it can change in the future, diba? But at least what you want to go for and try out today hopefully it's clear for you as well. Aim for meaningful work. And this is where all of our employees in GCash and our leaders believe. Now, what we do in GCash today is really about creating meaning, diba? So it's about purpose, the social impact that I highlighted earlier, and also, of course, with the demographics today, they really look into the culture of the company, diba? Gone are the days that young ones would go for multinational companies agad. They would really understand and see what the startups can offer, what other corporations can offer, and they usually look for these, diba? Understand the values, and that's also why I shared that I took the time to share our values, because it's also important for you to embrace those values or have alignment, diba? And for any companies and any success that you have, you will realize it's all about collaboration. So do interesting work with the people you enjoy time spending with. Enjoy the time spending with, diba? And build the ability to work well with other people. So you would hear from other recruiters, it's not anymore just about your course, diba? Usually they look already at your extracurricular activities because they want to see how you work with other people or how you looked at leadership opportunities. So that is really true. Because when we started Mint, walang may fintech background sa amin lahat. When we came in, like, how do we do this? Like, I'm from telco, you're from a bank, fine, that's close, but how do we run fintech? So it becomes like an equal playing ground for all of us. But what we're able to really utilize on is that eagerness to learn, work with each other, and see how we built it. And now we're here and we're continuing to grow. So those are my tips. So when you go to the interview, be authentic, just be who you are, and hope you remember these things. So yeah, so those are my questions. This is my last slide. The greatest gift is is not being afraid to question, diba? And if you can see the get something done here. This is something actually that's in our office, painted wall. Even in our latest office, naka-wall mural siya. And it says really like that. Diba? So again, it's a sign of who we are and the type of culture that what we have. Okay, so basically that's my part. Let me know if do we proceed with the questions already.
Yes,
So
Nico,
that's
go ahead. There's two brave souls. Talagang they open their cameras and they raise their hands. So maybe we can accommodate their questions first and then yung
I
sa
will
chat.
start.
Up to
I will
you.
start with those who have the brave souls na nagpakita ng face sa camera. Then I'll go to the chat chat group. Okay, maybe we can call Van. Tama ba, Van? Yes, Van. You're on mute. You're still on mute.
Hi, Van. Please try to unmute yourself now.
There you go.
Okay, thanks. Am I audible?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. Hi, Nico. Thank you so much for your talk. It was super interesting. And I think we all know, and I've seen naman that GCash has experienced hyper growth in the last couple of years. And I'm super interested with the organization, especially because you guys give pretty good value to consumers. So my question now is, since you presented na the soft skills that you guys are interested in sa mga like applicants, for example, can I ask, like, what are the certain do you guys have certain hard skills that you're looking for sa mga aspiring applicants for GCash?
Sige. Siguro, define it. Again, personally, I don't agree with the term soft skills in general. These are very fundamental human skills that anyone needs to have. With regards to hard skills, I think if you're referring to really technical ones, it would really depend on the roles, no? So I can't say much on the tech side because I'm not techie. Diba? So if of course, if you're looking at like software engineering, diba, software developers, you need to do coding, you need to understand that. If you're looking into the career in data science, what I recall, of course, yung mga SQL, again, those are really technical skills. And if you would want to know more about the technical skills, and I think that's where our recruitment team might be able to help you. We are going to post our vacancies. If there are certain roles, like what you've seen earlier, that interest you, you can engage a conversation with us. We can share the job description. You will see there really what are the qualifications with regards to like the hard skills, diba? In Mint naman so far, we do have programs for fresh grads wherein hard skills we know are still trainable. Diba? Again, we're looking at high potential talents at the end of the day. Yung tulad na sabi ko kanina, pumasok ako sa fintech company, wala rin ako alam about fintech. Diba? So we provide space for people to understand the business and then the role, depending on the seniority. If we're looking at a management trainee program like Aspire, we're not specifically looking for, and Migo, who is leading the program, was also here with me, can share more. But I think for management development program for fresh grads or a year or so work experience, we're looking more on the potential to learn fast. Diba? The technical skills or the hard skills will follow. But the soft skills or the human skills is something that we want to see. I'm not sure how you would categorize this, but in my head, such skills like adapting to change is something that would be very important for an employee to come in. We look at people, or we hire people who have leadership skills, people management, communication, simple as how do you project manage. So those are the things that you think are tech hard skills, diba? In any function that you are in, you're managing projects. Whether that's on the tech side, you're running HR, diba? Building a Career Fiesta event, that's project management. So probably those are some things top of mind that I can say na would be very beneficial if you have those. And in terms of org activities, yun din yung usual tinatanong namin. Eh. Handling conflict, di ba? Where there's scenarios wherein you had to manage a conflict within your teammates. So yeah, so I think those are some. Hopefully I was able to answer your question.
Yeah, thanks, Nico.
Sure. Okay, I've seen Mark also raise your hand.
Yes. Hi, Nico. So nice to meet you. I'm Mark Mercado. I'm currently a senior from 4BS Comtech at Ateneo de Manila University. So yeah, firstly, I'd like to commend Muna and say that your HR initiatives are very admirable, and on how you take care of your employees and their well-being. However, a question that I wanted to ask, I mean, parang nasagot mo naman na earlier, pero I'm more curious about the work environment in GCash, whether on-site and work from home, and how the employees are offered various opportunities to not only grow as an employee, but as a person as well. With this, how can GCash really continue to stand out in the next few years as technological advancements and the trend of a number of e-wallet brands are upcoming and rapidly rising nowadays?
Okay. So probably I'll answer the first part of your question about the working environment. It has really shifted from, really the physical, interaction. Before really take pride in the way that we design our office, it's like, I would say it like this, it was like a canteen. It's an open space talaga. And we liked it personally because you get to see everyone, you get to interact with them, even the small breaks in the middle. Say hi, hello, kamusta, let's go out, buy milk tea. Na namimiss din ng mga tao ngayon, di ba? It's something that we really take pride back then. Right now, it's been a challenging part from our end. That's why we decided to launch these programs, wherein these programs can really be done even virtually. Diba? The wellness programs, mostly webinars. We do have more frequent town halls. We just had a town hall recently wherein we conducted a virtual team building, parang scavenger hunt. Thanks to Zoom capabilities, may breakout rooms. So those were like the opportunities. I don't know you yet. You're a new hire. When did you join? Diba? And then they're already working together to get that prize. Diba? So we're doing a lot of virtual activities, team buildings, events, to try to bridge that gap of like face-to-face interaction. Outside of that, fortunately, with the demographics that we have, even if HR is not really actively, let's say, putting events, organically, naturally, people would have their own huddles via Zoom or other platforms today. Diba? Nagkukumustahan talaga sila in general. I've seen a group wherein they would join a Zoom meeting na tahimik lang. Parang yung table setup na nakikita kita, I'm not talking to you, I'm not minding you, you're doing your own work. But if I need to talk to you, parang on ko lang mic ko, oy, kamusta, I have a concern. Parang gano'n, virtual table. And there are a lot of platforms right now allowing that. So that's also a good thing about the demographics that we have today. Hopefully I answered that first part. It's still a work in progress. Everyone is learning, but we're doing a lot of programs towards that. how we want to continue building the business and remain, have a sustainable one. Again, with a lot of projects that we have in place, understanding more of the customers, I've shared it a bit earlier. It's about addressing pain points, and now we're focusing on different parang areas. You have the likes of the fishermen, diba? The marketplace, even public transportation, sari-sari stores. So you get to see how GCash will become more visible wherever you go, diba? In anything that you do. And I think another aspect that we're building is the G Life program. So yun yung pinakita ni Kaz sa start. We're in, how can it be an all-in-one lifestyle app? Diba? So if you get to access to GCash, not anymore just as a payments facility, but also where you can buy food, buy liquor, I think meron doon. Buy liquor, buy, buy a merienda, etc. Diba? So that's how we want it to be sustainable. Diba? To the point wherein it can be the likes of your Facebook or other apps that you have wherein on a daily basis you check it or you use it. Diba? So that's how we want to be part of the lifestyle of Filipinos. And again, it's about creating that relevance, addressing the pain points. Because if we gear towards more on the nice to have, then probably we're just doing too much work for things that doesn't really address customer needs. That's why one of our values is really focusing on customers. So that's how we want to continue becoming more sustainable as part of as a business. So I hopefully I answered the questions. Let me know if I missed anything.
Yes, thank you so much, Nico.
Okay, I saw someone raise their hand earlier also. Okay, but anyway, I can go to the chat. Let me just browse quickly. I asked Nico while ago breakouts and a lot here. What qualities would differentiate a great candidate from other applicants? My personal view, for it would be good if you're very clear in terms of what you want to achieve as a career or like a career that you want to take on, diba? For me back then, just to give you a background, I'm a management engineering graduate from Ateneo, but I'm in HR. So a lot of people are asking bakit, diba? So one of the thing so kidding, the joke part is OR operations research is not my strength. So that's the ME strength. So I'm more of a people-oriented person. So it was a good advantage for me to know that I really know my skills, diba? My strengths and development areas. So I had a very much clear prospect towards a career in HR. And fortunately, within Globe and within GCash, they provided that particular opportunity. Not any other company would give a 25-year-old person with 2 years of HR experience to become the head of HR. Diba? So it was a big risk for them, a big risk also for me that I might be setting myself up for failure. But because of the working environment of GCash, it allowed me to grow to where I am today and ready to take on, more complex roles. So I think that's one of the things that can differentiate a great candidate towards other applicants, that level of self-awareness and understanding of where they want to see themselves moving forward. How would the organizations handle any employee management actions? This is for any situation, be it small or big. I think for us, for the company, and the good thing about GCash is we do have a lot of channels for employees to share their feedback to our leaders. And we're a very flat type of organization. No, so we have a lot of kapihan sessions or kumustahan sessions wherein these for us conflict. It's not really conflict, it's more on a difference in perspective. We recognize that it is important to have more of our leaders more present in conversations because they also share a different perspective of how to view things or how to address things. So we focus on giving those opportunities for employees and leaders to talk, diba? And not necessarily na parang it's not a matter of who wins or who doesn't, but more on getting that understanding. And we do have town halls to make sure that we align everyone in the same direction, diba? In the same understanding and perspective. So yun. And of course, HR business partners or the HR team will also be there to help out if the conflict becomes, let's say, bigger. What can you say about those who are disappointed with GCash convenience fee? Binasa ko talaga to. Anyway, I'm gonna read this because this is also something that we discussed internally. I think right now, it's even when we say we are like working on financial inclusion and advocacy, at the end of the day, we're also a business. We are not an NGO. Kumbaga, we also would need to have the necessary fuel. What we say, I would say fuel. Because achieving financial inclusion or addressing, serving everyone is not an easy task. And you need to make sure that you have the right set of mechanism, including that fuel to run that. So one of the things that can be done is, of course, convenience fees. But convenience fees is not very straight to the point. This is not GCash earning from convenience fees, diba? This is also with regards and understanding how the business model works together with our partners. As you know, we also work with BSP, we work with the banks, diba? So the business model of how those fund transfers affect also the way we do things. And of course, there are certain situations also that at a regulatory level, or let's say the BSP, they also have their shots, their call on which particular services can have the fees or not. So it's much bigger than what GCash is. So far, I was able to give, again, that perspective to you. I hope GCash will allow school ID soon. Wait for it. Again, we're addressing pain points and customer concerns. If you see that this is a pain point for young ones, then rest assured this is something that's in our, something that we're considering. GCash is also being used outside the Philippines, yes, especially for remittances. Okay, retention and attrition. This one I don't have a particular view. Not sure if Migo has that. But definitely graduating students open. Again, we do have a management development program that I've shared with you earlier, open for fresh grads and also for people who have at most 1 year experience. We also have an internship program. I wasn't able to include it. It's called Jumpstart at GCash. So if you are, soon to graduate or you would want to already have a taste of how it works in GCash, we do also have an internship program. Migo also manages that program from our end. Yes, so that answers a direct message on college interns. Yes, we have that. Okay. Thank you for Ruth for saying that we have been generous. Okay, G-Learn, other than G-Learn, learning opportunities, again, most of the things that I mentioned earlier, like Accelerate at GCash and Head Start are our flagship programs for development. So these are training programs. And the way that we view growth or career growth in GCash, three things. One is really on the job. So what you do on the job, get exposed how you work with other people. The second one is training. So that's where the Accelerate, Head Start, and G-Learn comes in. Whether that's very functional like G-Learn or on your self-development or leadership development, that's where Accelerate and Head Start comes in. And the third one would be through mentoring and coaching. And what's good about the culture in GCash is it can be done throughout. I've been a coach for, I think, I've been doing my own coaching, personal coaching with around like 20 young talents in GCash. So that's outside of my role description, but I'm doing that because I'm also a professional coach. And also mentoring just naturally happens. So that's also a support for them if they want to learn new skills. Okay, I think those are the questions that I've seen so far. Okay. Any more questions? Please feel free to raise your hand. I only can see 3 frames right now. So kung may nami-miss out man ako, just let me know. We do participate in Ayala Olympics. However, nagpahinga din sa Ayala Olympics because of the whole pandemic, no? So, but yeah, we are part of a group of companies within Globe and within Ayala. So anything that they extend, like the vaccination program or any employee programs that both Globe and Ayala has, they are being extended to us. So yung mga binanggit ko kanina, those are just GCash programs. So more than that, marami pang programs si Globe and si Ayala that we are part of. Okay. Noted on the cash in machines. Yeah, definitely we're working more on the channels that to allow you to either put in more funds, diba? So other than people who have access to bank accounts, na easily can do that in the app right now in other banks. Like what I said, sari-sari stores, markets, diba, todas. So if imagine a world wherein you can do that or put your funds through those channels, diba? Then wala ka ng takas sa GCash. I would say, diba? It's everywhere. You can transact, you can put money in it, etc. Diba? So if you have more brilliant ideas like this, definitely you are the type of people that we would want to bring in as part of the company and take part of building that solution for our customers. Okay, can I ask about GCash Forest? Thankfully, I'm old enough in GCash to know the background. So GCash Forest is an inspiration from one of our parent companies, the Ant Financial or Alipay. So that is the parang fintech arm of Jack Ma's Alibaba Group. Wherein in China, their problem naman kasi it's parang more on the desert type sila. And one of the things that they need to do is to build more trees in that area so that it avoids hurricanes, if I remember correctly. Hurricanes, ganyan. So may ganun silang social issue. So what they did is, if you make use of the app more, for more like, diba, to lessen carbon, tama ba? Yung sasabi ko, energy being used, then it translates to points, wherein you can now use that to plant a tree. So we did the same, we took inspiration from that. And because the past 2 years, it's been about flooding, ganyan, diba? So we worked with different organizations, WWF, the Department of Environment, Natural Preservation. Alam ko na yung buong meaning. Wherein, we also do that, diba? So that's why the more you use GCash, it's not just about the convenience, diba? It's also how you can, instead of driving a car, instead of printing out a paper, going to the bank, you're actually using less energy for that. So, kino-convert yun, there's an algorithm that I don't know. And you can convert that to the energy and you use that. If you accumulate a certain number of points, you plant a tree. And we actually do plant the actual trees in, Angat Dam ata yung partner namin. Diba? So yun. So more than the convenience, you're actually passively taking part of that. And the reason why we do that is because we realize, diba, people would always want to help, but they don't know how, or they're very passive to it. Hindi nila alam paano sila magtatanim. Ayaw nila pumunta ng bundok, magtanim. But they know they want to help the environment. So with GCash Forest, that is now the barrier being addressed. Diba? Just do your daily GCash transactions. Don't forget to get your energy and use it to plant a tree. And then we work with partners. They do the actual planting. No? So it's either through WWF, and other partners that we have. We had one time wherein we actually sent our leaders to plant the tree there. So sila talaga nagtanim ng puno actually. Diba? But of course, throughout that time, we actually work with the partners. So marami na rin mga pagkakaibigan ang nasira dahil sa GCash Forest because nagnanakawan sila ng tree, ng energy. So hopefully kayo, for fun nyo lang din ngayon. We've done that before. Nag-a-alarm pa ako to make sure that I get my energy first before agawin ng ibang friends ko or hindi ako nag-a-add ng friends. Okay, so maybe there's no option to delete a friend, unfortunately. Okay, so I think the time is up. I have 2 minutes left. So if there are no more questions, I can give it back to Kaz.
Hi! Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Thank you so much, Nico. Sobrang engaged naman nila sa'yo. So many questions. I love it. And I also love your, parang your principle of really understanding yourself better. Parang assess yourself, get to know your strengths. So bukas, guys, that's actually one of the things that I'm going to help you guys with. Kasi paano nyo nga naman malalaman where you want to work? How will you know what you want to do with your life if you don't know yourself? So, I don't know. I'm gonna come up with an activity for you. I hope that helps you realize and assess yourselves, and get to know yourself better. But before I end this GCash conversation, no, Migo, you're here. I want to take a moment to give you the floor to invite everybody to join Aspire.
Yes, thank you so much, Cass. So for those of you who joined me a while ago in the breakout room session, thank you so much. It was really great meeting all of you guys. So for those of you who were not able to hear more about our Aspire program, so we are currently accepting applications for Aspire, the Mint Management Development Program. So this is a really great opportunity for those fresh grads and those young professionals with up to 12 months of working experience. This will be a 2-year development program for you guys. So it's a really great opportunity. You guys will have holistic development, both on the technical and the non-technical side. You guys will be having tailor fit rotations based first on your preferences, the business need, and the fit of you guys in terms of your skill set to the projects and the business need that we currently have. So it's I must admit it's very competitive, but we really encourage you guys to apply. Applications are currently ongoing until the end of May. And then we'll have a very rigorous application process for you guys just to be transparent. But then we promise it will be really fun. It will be really worth it. And you guys will just have a great opportunity to learn from the best leaders in the industry. You'll be rubbing elbows with our executives, be leading high impact projects in GCash. So we really want to embrace and optimize your potential, and hopefully you can do that with us here in GCash. So if you guys are interested, you can send in your CVs to careers@gcash.com and we'll have you processed right away.
Right. Thank you so much, Migo. Just to be clear, no, ang dami kasi nagtatanong how they can apply. So they can apply by simply sending an email to careers@gcash.com.
Yes,
right?
they can send their
Do we need to do a special parang email title saying aspire applicant or something like that?
Yeah, if you guys by the way, Nico, do you think you can go to that slide that we have for the aspire infographic, please? Thank you. But yeah, you guys can send in your resumes to career. Thank you very much. careers@gcash.com. Just make the subject title aspire_ your full name. So again, applications are ongoing until the end of May. So that's May 31. So apply while you guys still can.
Okay. So okay ha, aspire_ your full name, yung title. Send it to careers@gcash.com. So makita nila agad yung applications nyo for Aspire. Yes, guys, nafe-feel yun na nawawala na yung boses ko, pero kumakapit para sa inyo dahil kailangan ko to. Kailangan namin kayo. Okay. Okay. Lastly, for students, you're encouraged to apply. Kung gusto nyo ng internships, maraming internships sa GCash, jumpstart@gcash.com. So I hope that answers all your questions today. Thank you so much, Nico, and thank you so much, Migo. And thank you so much, everybody, for keeping me energized pa rin.